Hello and welcome to another update video about Solana. Solana is in the upper support, micro support region, and this is now where we have to be watching for a possible reversal. At least it's a pivot, okay? I mentioned to you in the previous videos that we could see a bit of a reaction there. It's just a micro support area. For clarity, I would actually prefer a deeper pullback in this B wave, into this lower support region in wave B, but that's just sort of my qualitative assessment. That doesn't really matter. What really matters are the levels because they provide an objective analysis. So it's just sort of what I prefer for clarity. That would be a somewhat deeper pullback because then I can call that a B wave in the orange scenario. Let's start from the lows here, from the April low. There are two wave counts I'm observing primarily at the moment, at least. There is the yellow count, which is not preferred at the moment, but it's also probable. Otherwise, I wouldn't show it to you. It's just that in this scenario, we're looking at a B wave corrective rally from this swing low in April. And the B wave rally has to be a WXY scenario in this structure. And the Y wave to the upside is itself an A, B, C pattern. And the C wave itself is a 5-wave move. So that's what we want. And the 5 waves, we can count them. We can identify them, which indicates that this structure could be, I mean, technically, absolutely complete. Okay? Could be absolutely complete. And therefore, there is an increased risk of a move to the downside. But that's why I track these two support regions there. And the first one is $170.90. That's the first key support level. And the next one, $147.74. And it takes a break below both of them to confirm that the wave B in yellow has topped. I mentioned to you already last week that the $184 level is going to be important resistance. That's what the price has reached. So it's no surprise that we see a bit of a reaction there. The question is now, how deep is the pullback going to be? But that's just one scenario in which we would have topped already, purely based on the idea at the moment that we have reached the minimum number of waves to the upside for a completed corrective rally in a WXY structure. But because WXY structures are not the most probable scenarios typically, this has to be my alternative. Now in the preferred count, I'm watching for the orange scenario at the moment. That seems to be my, well, that's at least my preference at the moment. In this scenario, we're not dealing with a WXY structure, but an ABC pattern. So A wave, B wave, and then this would be a C wave rally. C wave rally is a wave 1, a wave 2, and then this here would be an AB of wave 3. I'd prefer a bit of a deeper pullback because then I will call that's not deep enough for a B wave yet. A little bit deeper would be ideal for wave B. We don't have to reach the lower support region, but should hold 147.74. And then we could look at a C wave rally. Then there would be a 4-5, and we can then call this rally complete as a B wave corrective rally. Please be aware, because it's a corrective rally, you're likely going to see some unexpected setbacks, deep pullbacks, shallow pullbacks. B waves are very chameleon-like structures, so the micro counting isn't really very reliable in B waves. It is just what it is in these corrective rallies, especially if within the B wave, the C wave of wave B is an ending diagonal, which this seems to be. Now, looking at this third wave then to the upside, this could still be unfolding. I can't call that the third wave yet. It's just not long enough. And also it's a 5-wave move, which doesn't really work in a diagonal. So I call that wave A of 3. And then the B wave pullback would be unfolding right now. But there's no evidence it's finished. And also to call it really a B wave, it would need to be a little bit deeper, ideally, you know. At least I'd like it to touch the, ideally I'd like it to touch the 38.2 fib level here at 167.25. So that's sort of my minimum expectation I would have for the B wave pullback. Also, please be aware that this is where the previous swing low obviously also sort of found support around the 19th of May there, $167. And then a C wave rally can start from there. Therefore, as I said, it takes a break below 147.74 to suggest a sustained break, to suggest that a top is in place. And also, ideally, this move down would happen in 5 waves. At the moment, as long as pullbacks are corrective, I'm looking for further upside and purely observe these pivots to see if the price finds support somewhere. Obviously here, as I mentioned, the upper support region And then if that breaks the lower support region, one of them should provide support if one of these scenarios is correct. And that's sort of at the moment what we're dealing with on the Solana chart. So if we break below 147.74, then it will become very likely that we're first going to test this support region, which is not so important from an Elliott wave point of view, just structural support around 141 and then possibly 119. But we would then need to look at the structure and how it breaks. That's my update about Solana. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.